Welcome back, disgruntled sports fan.
And now another Bills player is down.
Can't tell exactly who that is.
Maybe Hamlin.
We're going to need everybody. All call. We need airway.
Call, bring everybody. We need airway doc, everybody. Bring the cot with the medics.
Dave, or Mike, you copy?
Go ahead.
Got that other monitor on there. I need an entitled CO2.
You have the other monitor with us. We're checking all our equipment. I'm going to send you a text with things that we need.
I need an entitled CO2 now for the doc. They're still waiting on the patient.
Straight heading your way.
All right, you got an entitled CO2 for the monitor?
This story that came with a whole new twist and turn. As if this Damar Hamlin situation couldn't have gotten any more bizarre.
Absolutely zero chance. There's absolutely zero chance. That's
Okay.
Damar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother. He was with us pre-game, post-game. He was up in the suite with his family, his little brother, 100%. So people need to stop.
I got it.
Stop it.
There's layers to this, as I see it personally.
We're all built up with progress, but sometimes I must confess we can deal with rockets and dreams, but reality, what does it mean? Ain't nothing said, 'cause Fred is dead.
Ready, set, go.
Welcome back to Cincinnati, where medical personnel have been working on Bills safety Damar Hamlin for the last 9 minutes. Hamlin made a hit. He got up, took a couple of steps, and then just fell to the ground.
What does 9 minutes of resuscitation mean? That means anything prior to 9 minutes, his heart wasn't beating. Anything prior to 9 minutes, he wasn't breathing. So the brain is dead.
The brain consists mainly of two parts, the cortex and the brainstem. The cortex does higher thinking, whereas the brainstem controls breathing and is the center of human consciousness. If one's cortex is severely damaged, one can become unconscious and fall into a coma. But since the brainstem controls breathing, while in a coma, one can still breathe. Although occasionally, comatose patients are sometimes attached to a ventilator to help them breathe. Comatose and vegetative state mean the same thing.
Okay, Lisa, we're going to take a break. They have been administering CPR through these past two breaks that we've taken. And as Lisa said, Damar Hamlin has been down for over 9 minutes now.
That you can't give him CPR. You could break his ribs. You could take the ambulance tire and run him over 10 times to get that. The heart's not going to go. It's not going to go. The way he died, he immediately stopped and fell to the ground. All blood stopped. And he landed on the ground. You're not getting up from that. You could give him CPR, for years. Not going to work. And that's one thing. You have to look at the facts. Okay, when they resuscitated him, they lied. Was it one or two times? It was neither. First it was once, then it was twice, then it was, we didn't. No, it's a lie. We didn't resuscitate him in the ambulance, because that makes it seem like he was dead when he went into the ambulance and they didn't want to play. You see what I'm saying?
The players now for both teams are so tight around Damar Hamlin, it's tough to get our cameras in there. Maybe that's for the best, but they have him on a backboard, I am told, and now on a stretcher. We'll send it away from here. Just nothing more to say at this point. We'll give you an update as soon as we can. We'll send it to Susie Colbert.
And the only one fact they cannot erase from time, the 9 minutes that they tried to resuscitate him. for 9 minutes. If you try to resuscitate somebody for 1 minute, that's 1 minute, he's alive. 2 minutes, he's alive. If it's 3 minutes, he's alive. 4 minutes, he's alive. You try to resuscitate him for 9 minutes, he's dead, even if he's breathing. That's brain death. You're brain dead at 4 minutes.
Injuries to the brain begin at 1 minute mark and increasingly worsen as time goes on. Depending on the individual, studies show that between 30 to 180 seconds or half a minute to 3 minutes of oxygen deprivation, you may lose consciousness. At the 1 minute mark, brain cells begin dying. At 3 minute mark, neurons suffer more extensive damage, and there's a high chance that long-term effect will happen even when you recover. At 10 minute mark, even if the brain is still working, a coma and lasting brain damage are almost unavoidable. At 15 minutes mark, survival becomes nearly impossible.
That's a fact. We have to look at the facts. 9 minutes is death. Then you look at the players. What are they doing? He's dead! Oh, he's dead! Banging the ground, banging their helmets, bawling their eyes out. Why? Because then they go, oh, he's resuscitated. He's in the ambulance. Play ball. And ain't nothing bringing him back. And if he does come back, well, you know that's not him. There's just no way. The man is dead. Deader than a hammer.
The last Bills and Bengals game was, of course, canceled after Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest. The teams are ready for a rematch.
I think now that everyone has the news that he's doing a lot better, it makes us all feel a lot better about playing football.
The fact that the mainstream media is trying to label anything about him having a body double as a conspiracy theory, quote unquote, that's a big red flag. I mean, hell, even in this picture, again, this is a genuine question. Why have we not seen his full face since he's been released from the hospital, said he was okay, and all this shit? And when you look at this picture, the machines are off. If you ain't questioning any of this Damar stuff.
And like the only rule we have, like we want to walk off and go home to our families after the game, man. And to see this young man there, man, that's tough.
To your point, Boog, the teams are going to be given as much time as they need to gather themselves to be able to resume playing. And Damar Hamlin was given oxygen as he was being loaded in the ambulance.
Brain dead. What really happened is the lack of oxygen in the brain causing inadequate energy to power the brain cells, resulting in the loss of brain function.
Yeah, that's stupid. That you said there's mainstream media outlets pushing this?
There's mainstream media outlets. There's people with like really legitimate heavy followings who are saying the fix is in. That was not Damar. His face was covered. He had sunglasses. He had a hat. When they went to him on CBS, you couldn't see him. And that there's this next level conspiracy that was actually not Damar Hamlin at the game. They're saying.
And he follows it up with the Akimbo 666. Man, you already know what type of time they on.
It's a spiritual battle. A warfare between good and evil.
Take care, fisherman in the box.
Yeah.